Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, here to bring you live coverage of today's Lou Tompkins All-Star League 18 and Under Summer Baseball Contest as part of the first round of the 2024 Tournament of Champions. Today's contest pits visiting Newton against hosting Brookline. Just as a refresher for all of you who have watched these seasons in previous summers, and also an introductory lesson for those of you supporting this team for the first time this summer. The way this tournament works is thus. It's a double elimination tournament, takes place over 3 days. So what happens is if you win your first 2 games, you move straight to the semifinals, which will take place on Saturday. If you lose one of those first 2, then you play a third game. Then if you win that third game, then you move on to the semifinals. So it's basically a best 2 out of 3 series against the field. So the winner of this team will advance to face the winner of one of the other games going on today. Likely, I think it's Woburn or Waltham are the likely opponents for the winner and loser, because the winner of the Woburn-Waltham game will face the winner of this game, I believe is how it works, and then the loser of this game will face the loser. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, but I wouldn't quote me on that part because it might be winner against loser or something like that. But either way, Brookline, after finishing with the best regular season record in the 18 and under division at 12-2, hoping to keep the good times rolling here in this one. Granted, they only got the best record by a half game over Billerica, who defeated Brookline in the regular season finale. And Brookline got 4 of their 12 wins via forfeit, as this has just been a difficult season for teams fielding enough players to make a game happen. But we got full teams here today. And you can see the Newton team wrapping up their warm-ups, and soon Brookline will take the field for the top of the first inning. And at this time, I'd like to direct your attention to the logo that we have placed just above our scoreboard graphic here today. Those of you who watched last Thursday's broadcast of the Billerica game, you'll recognize that logo because it means we are once again this broadcast once again brought to you in part by Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment. One second. Lost something here. There we go. So, once again, just want to emphasize that this broadcast brought to you in part by Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, providing ABA services for neurodiverse children, math tutoring for students K through 12, as well as tennis and volleyball clinics for ages 16 and up. Visit tutorwithmrl.com to find out more. Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, where a passion for teaching meets the science of behavior. And you can find that link to tutorwithmrl.com down in the description section of the video down below, where you can find out more about hiring the tutoring services of local tutor and certified behavioral analyst Laurent Pleisimond, who's been so kind as to sponsor this broadcast and support my business. And as he's supporting my business, I hope you'll support his. And of course, if you or anyone you know has a local business that you think would be interested in advertising during either these summer baseball games or during the Brookline High School games once the academic season kicks off in September, then I encourage you to get them in touch with me. Or if it's you yourself, I encourage you to get in touch with me. As always, you can see some of my information in the bottom right corner of your screen, my personal website, my email, my Instagram, and my Facebook. All good ways to get in touch with me. So as Brookline gets ready to take the field and the coaches discuss with the officials, let's take a look at the lineups coming into today. We'll start with the visitors. The Newton team, having finished with a 5-11 regular season record, here is their lineup for today. Leading off for Newton, the pitcher, number 7, Watnick. Batting second, the shortstop, number 1, Arion. Batting third, the right fielder, number 3, Inada. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 4, Thomas. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 13, Parker. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 9, Say. Batting seventh, the extra hitter, number 12, Say. Batting eighth, the designated hitter, number 42, Chung. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 5, Adams. Batting 10th, the left fielder, Murphy. And not in the batting order, but just playing the field, second baseman, number 52, Hatley. That's the roster for Newton. Now let's take a look at the roster for the 12-2 Brookline team. Leading off for Brookline today, the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Batting second, the designated hitter, number 3, Devin Chin. Batting third, the shortstop, number 27, Elias Brendel. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Batting fifth, the extra hitter, number 88, Michael Doherty. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 22, Jimmy DiPaolo. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 8, Ben Doktoroff. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. Batting ninth, the left fielder, number 21, Ellis Martino. Batting 10th, the right fielder, number 42, Max Kaufman. And not in the batting order, but starting on the mound for Brookline today, number 2, Ben Cody. Head coach of the Brookline 18 and under summer baseball team is John Busey. And we've got our first note in the live chat. Remember, folks, if there's anything you'd like to say, I encourage you to say it in the live chat or to send me an email if you're not comfortable with YouTube's live chat system. We got our first note from one of our regulars that is both nice to see and also slightly terrifying to read. From Barbara Jo Metzger, Go Brookline, from Grandma and Uncle Mike, my brother, in Buffalo, New York. We just had a tornado hit downtown an hour ago, first time since 1915. Barbara, you can't just drop that on a guy. Are you okay? Is Mike okay? I assume you're okay because you're watching and saying stuff in the live chat. I'm assuming the tornado missed you. I hope it missed you. That's a doozy of a thing to say in the live chat of a baseball live stream. Oh my goodness. Well, thinking of the folks in Buffalo, hoping they're okay. You know, and a tornado is nothing to mess around with. You know, I once lived in Kentucky for 2 years while working as a sports writer for a local newspaper down there. And while I was fortunate to not ever get hit with a tornado, I was, you know, I was sort of got familiar with that culture of, oh, every Wednesday we have to test the tornado alarms to make sure they still work. So if you hear the alarm go off on a Wednesday, everything is fine. But also just the general concern for me as a humble Northeasterner who's never really been exposed to the dangers of tornadoes, I will say it was something else to see the nonchalance with which people in that area approached tornado warnings. And it is something else, once again, to see the nonchalance with which Barbara is approaching this tornado that apparently hit her town for the first time in over 100 years. Once again, Barbara, I hope you and Mike are okay. I hope all your family and friends in the area are okay as well. I hope everyone in the area is okay. That would certainly be the ideal. Boy, if that doesn't sidetrack the conversation. Oh my goodness. All the well wishes to the people of Buffalo, but I'm gonna switch back to the ball game for now. These two teams did face off twice in the regular season, Brookline winning by 7 runs in both games. They defeated Newton in Newton in the season opener in a game that was called after 5 innings due to darkness, as Brookline got the win in a absurd scoring fest, 19-12. The two teams faced each other again later in the season, back on the 23rd of July, with Brookline getting a 10-3 win that time. And we'll see how things shake out this time. Starting on the mound for Brookline is number 2, Ben Cody. You can see his stats there on screen. He's been one of the most reliable pitchers for Brookline this summer. He's made 4 previous starts with a win-loss record of 3-1. He got his first loss of the year in that Bill Ricca game last Thursday, but still finished the season with a team-high 20 1/3 innings pitched, finished with an ERA of 2.75 and a whip of 1.18 with a team-leading 18 strikeouts. And again, you look at that whip number, that's walks and hits per innings pitched, and it's just over 1. And through his first 3 starts, that whip was under 1, as Cody had been a dominant pitcher through his first 3 starts. And of course, he's hoping to rebound off that rough outing against Bill Ricca. The whole Brookline team looking to rebound after a rough day against Bill Ricca in all phases of the game, really. Pitching was tough. Bill Ricca got a lot of good contact on them. Even the weak contact was generally very well placed for hits. Bill Ricca was strong on the base pads, good base running, and Brookline really struggled in the field, both in fielding batted balls and in containing base runners. And then offensively, obviously, they only got 3 runs. So tough all-around game. Brookline looking to bounce back. Here we go, top of the first, leading off for Newton, the pitcher, number 7, Watnick. Takes strike 1 to start. We got a pitcher against pitcher matchup to start this ball game. Watnick last time against Brookline went 1 for 2 with 2 walks, as it takes a high ball 1 there. That was in the July 23rd game. In the season opener, Watnick went 1 for 2 with 2 walks and 2 runs. Swings and misses at the breaking ball there for strike 2. So Watnick has walked 4 times against Brookline across 2 games, but swings and misses for strike 3 there. Cody off to a good start with an opening strikeout. And that's one of the great things about Cody as a pitcher, is he has such strong control of his stuff that he very rarely walks any batters. Now batting the shortstop, number 1, Arion. First pitch sliced foul and out of play, strike 1. As a matter of fact, Cody issued just 3 walks again over a team-leading 20 1/3 innings pitched, just 3 walks allowed, as that one curves into the top of the zone for strike 2. He's got such good movement on his pitches and such good control as well. And that one's a dribbler over to third, picked up by DiPaolo. Throw to first is snagged by Fantuzzi for the 5-3 ground out. Quick 2 outs to start for Cody, now batting the right fielder, number 3, Inada. You know, it's funny. Newton's got number 3 batting third. They got number 4 batting fourth, but they got number 1 batting second. So close to a perfect pattern there, as another beautiful breaking ball from Cody causes Inada to chase low for strike 1. Another breaking ball gets him strike 2. Inada did not play in the July game against Brookline. In the season opener, he started on the mound, ended up with a loss after lasting just 1 inning, giving up 10 runs, 5 of them earned. Hits a chopper here, juggled by Fantuzzi, trying to recover, but cannot, as Inada will reach on the E3. You know, that's the thing. We're playing on grass here. There's going to be some uneven bounces here and there, and the ball might get some weird spin off the dirt or off the grass, as that one just was in Fantuzzi's glove, but just weirdly popped out. Runner at first, 2 down, now up the first baseman, number 4, Thomas. Goes fastball that time and hits the zone for strike 1. Interesting to note that while Brookline struggled against the Billerica base runners last time they played Newton here at Warren, they caught 4 separate runners on the base paths last game, led by the catcher Ben Doctoroff. So Newton certainly knows to be careful. This one's a chopper over to third, scooped off the grass by DiPaolo, thrown to first for out number 3. Had to go around the shoestrings to get that one, had to charge in and get it, but DiPaolo makes the play look routine as Brookline gets out of the top of the first with no damage. Now Watnick will take to the mound, and he will not be seeing a rematch of that matchup he had against Cody in the top half. Cody not in the batting order today. Watnick will be facing the top of the Brookline order, Sawada, Chin, and Brendel. Like I said, Brookline has scored 29 runs in 2 previous games against Newton, so averaging almost 15 runs a game against this team. And one of the prevailing themes for the Newton defense has been a struggle with unearned runs. 4 of the 10 runs they allowed in July were unearned, and 10 of the 19 runs they allowed in the season opener back in June were unearned. So Newton will certainly be hoping for fewer defensive miscues and a stronger performance in the field behind Watnick. Okay, we got a reassuring note in the live chat from Barbara Jo Metzger. We are okay. We live just north of the city by 5-6 miles. The rain, wind were like a blinding snowstorm. Yikes, and very scared. Did not lose power. That's awesome. Thank you for the way you care for us. I mean, I like to think I care for you as much as anyone would. I like to believe in humanity to that level, but I am so glad to hear you guys are okay. Not just from a basic humanitarian standpoint, but also you guys have been such great supporters of Brookline baseball throughout the year. So happy that not only are you guys okay, but you didn't lose power and you can watch this game. As leading off now is the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. Sawada quickly down 0-2 on the count. He had a strong regular season. You can see his stats at the bottom of your screen. Team leading batting average of 500. Team leading on base percentage 652. Tied for the team lead in hits with 8. Led the team in hit by pitches with 4. Hits a grounder here. Gets past the third baseman. Chased down by the shortstop, but they are not going to be able to get the speedy Sawada in time, as he reaches first on what I imagine is going to be scored an infield single. Did get past the third baseman, but that wasn't necessarily a routine play. My guess is they'll score at a base hit, but I'll check that on Game Changer later for my stat-keeping purposes. For now, batting is Devin Chin. Shows bunt, lays it down as Sawada takes off. Picked up by the third baseman, throw to first, not in time. Sawada racing to third, and Sawada moves to third on the bunt and run. Brookline showing off their 2 speedsters on the base paths. Back-to-back infield hits by Keenan Sawada and Devin Chin put runners at the corners with the heart of the lineup coming up. Now batting the shortstop, number 27, Elias Brendel. A pickoff attempt almost caught Chin there, but he gets back safely. Runners at the corners, nobody out here in the bottom of the first. No score yet, but Brendel hoping to change that. First pitch is a high ball 1. The catcher, Adams, keeping an eye on the runners on the bases. Brendel, a great batter for Brookline to have up here. Team leader in slugging percentage, extra base hits, and RBI. Chin takes off. That one is... I couldn't tell if that one was called a strike or a ball, but Chin takes second there. And it was ball 2 inside. Runners at second and third now. Prime chance for Brookline to get on the board. Swing and a miss there, strike 1. As I said, Brendel, the leader in extra base hits, was tied for the team lead in doubles with 3, tied for the team lead in triples with 1, and leads the team in RBI with 11. Big swing and a miss there, strike 2. Watnick getting these pitches by him. Now down to his last strike at 2-2. Golfs that one foul. Got fooled on the low fastball there, but managed to get a piece of it and stay alive at 2-2. Sawada at third, Chin at second. That's a high fastball for ball 3. A full count now to Brendel. With no outs, they do have first base open, as that comes in high for ball 4. And you see just how critical that defensive swing foul ball was, as it allowed Brendel to battle his way to a walk and load the bases here for the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Big swing and a miss, strike 1. Hoffman's slash line during the regular season, batting average 238, on base 407, slugging 286. As that's going to be a low ball 1. Hoffman had 3 stolen bases, 4 runs scored, and 6 RBI. Hits a grounder over to second, fielded, flipped to second for 1, on to first. They turn 2. Brookline does get a run in, but 2 outs recorded by Newton there. And so Hoffman, unfortunately for him, will not get an RBI, as a double play is one of the few scenarios where you don't get an RBI even when a run comes in. Now batting the extra hitter, number 88, Michael Doherty, as he takes a high ball 1. Doherty, one of the most prolific hitters for Brookline in some limited playing time, as he takes a high ball 2 there. Tied for the team lead in hits with 8, went 8 for 12 with a double, 2 walks, a team leading 10 steals, 7 runs, and 7 RBI. Skies this one gonna stay in the infield. Caught in foul territory by the third baseman. And despite loading the bases with no outs, Brookline only able to get 1 run on the board as Newton escapes the jam with minimal damage. Our score after 1, Brookline 1, Newton 0. And during this break between innings, I would like to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, providing ABA services for neurodiverse children, math tutoring for students K through 12, as well as tennis and volleyball clinics for ages 16 and up. Visit tutorwithmrl.com to find out more. Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, where a passion for teaching meets the science of behavior. And again, a link in the description down below. So Ben Cody back on the mound. He's got a lead to work with now. We got another note in the live chat from another one of our regular baseball grandmas, Mary Walker. Go Brookline from Grandma in Groton, New York, with Aunt Julie from Wisconsin watching together. Well, that sounds delightful. I hope you guys are enjoying watching the game. And I'm not an ace on geography, so I don't know if Groton is anywhere near Buffalo, but if it is, I hope the weather event missed you guys. Leading off for Newton here in the top of the second, the third baseman, number 13, Parker. And Cody goes low with that one, ball 1. That one catches the low corner, strike 1. Parker in the July game against Brookline went 1 for 4 at the plate. In the June matchup, he went 0 for 2 with a walk and a run. Fouls this one off for strike 2. So 1 for 6 total against Brookline with a walk and a run. Now staring down a 1-2 count. And Cody went high with that one. That didn't seem as fast as his fastball, but it didn't really break either, so 2-2. That one broke, though, and it broke hard. Strike 3. Boy, you know, I've heard it said there's nothing quite like watching a well-executed breaking ball, and it's so true. That one catches the high corner for strike 1. At the plate is the center fielder, number 9, Kay Say. And that breaking ball, no question that time. That drops perfectly in the zone. Kay Say quickly down 0-2. High fastball comes in high for ball 1. Chops that one foul. Good defensive swing, 1-2. This one is a blooper out to left, and that's going to drop in between the shortstop and the left fielder for Newton's first base hit of the day. Now batting the extra hitter, number 12, Say. That is Say's third hit of the season against Brookline. He's had 1 hit in every game against Brookline so far. Say hits a chopper over to first. Fantuzzi juggles it again, flips to Cody, and doesn't get there in time. Fantuzzi having a rough time at first base so far. 2 errors at first in the first 2 innings. And now runners at first and second with 1 out for Newton as up comes the designated hitter number 42, Chung. Breaking ball missed to the outside, ball 1. In the July game, Chung went 1 for 3 with a walk. In the June game, he went 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch and an RBI sac fly as that one drops low for ball 2. A rare hitters count here as Cody, usually well in, as I've said before, usually well in control, gets out ahead of batters in the count. That one does hit the zone for strike 1. K Say at second, A Say at first. Both Say brothers on the base paths for Newton. That one misses low. Breaks just a bit too much. A 3-1 count now to Chung. That one hits the outside corner, strike 2. A full count now to Chung. Cody trying to get the second out. Newton trying to at least load the bases. And this one's a bouncer over to short. Fielded by DePaulo, goes to third for the fielder's choice to get the lead runner. Good decision making by DePaulo there. I like the decision to go to third. Get the lead runner. That wasn't a situation where you're going to be able to get a double play. The grounder was too slow, too far to the left. Weren't going to be able to get the runner at second, so get the runner at third. And at least get the second out and keep them further away from scoring. That one curves in nicely for strike 1. At the plate for Newton with 2 down and runners at first and second is the catcher, number 5, Adams. That one also hits the outside corner for strike 2. Doctoroff thought about a pickoff throw at first, but Fantuzzi wasn't there. This one sliced foul and out of play. Adams has not had any plate appearances against Brookline this season. This is his first, as he fouls off another one, chopping the high heat to stay alive at 0-2. Runners at first and second, 2 down. And that breaking ball gets him strike 3. Again, those breaking balls from Cody can be so deceptive. I mean, even just looking at that pitch from up here on the first base side, I thought that pitch was going to drop off the table and end up in a low part of the zone, and that it was aimed to get the batter to start chasing. But it's almost like his pitches create some sort of optical illusion, and they make you think, sometimes they make you think they're going to drop more than they do. Sometimes they make you think they're not going to drop as much as they do. And like I said, when you execute a good curveball, it's a beautiful thing to see. And it really makes batters look foolish like nothing else in the game does. We move to the bottom of the second. Brookline up 1-0, and they'll be sending out their 6, 7, 8 hitters, DePaulo, Doctoroff, and Fantuzzi. Some more notes in the live chat from both of our baseball grandmas exchanging hellos with each other in the live chat, and Mary giving me a much-needed geography lesson, letting me know that Groton is 3 hours east of Buffalo. But the storms are starting to roll in. I mean, I'm no weather expert, but I'm certainly hoping that being that far away means you're just kind of getting like the residuals in the same way that when a hurricane hits, even if you're a few states away, you'll still get some hard rains just as residual from the storm. Certainly hoping that's the case. First pitch from Watnick hits the high part of the zone, strike one. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the second is the third baseman, number 22, Jimmy DiPaolo. Hits a chopper over to second, fielded by Hatley. Throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, and DiPaolo picks his speed back up at the last second to leg out a reach-on error there. The throw pulls the first baseman off the bag, and so that will be scored as an E4. And Brookline's got a leadoff runner on, as now coming up is the catcher, number 8, Ben Doctoroff. Shows bunt, but chops it over the backstop, strike one. And let that last play from DiPaolo be a lesson, kids. This is why you run it out. Even when what you hit seems like a routine grounder, it always pays to run it out. You never know when something might go wrong for the other team on defense, and you'll be able to sneak one past your opponents. Pickoff throw, well placed, but DiPaolo dives back safe. Doctoroff at the plate. You can see his season stats at the bottom of your screen. A slash line of 286, 464, 333 with 5 steals, 5 runs, and 5 RBI as he takes a high ball one there. DiPaolo takes off inside for a ball. DiPaolo swipes second. So Brookline now has a runner in scoring position as DiPaolo gets his first steal of the year here in the playoffs. And that's going to be a high ball 3 to Doctoroff. Doctoroff, one of the smaller strike zones, and sometimes pitchers struggle with that. Not on that pitch as it hits the zone for strike 2. A full count to Doctoroff here. Watnick turns around, but DiPaolo was like one step off the bag, so that was an easy get back. Swing and a miss. Fastball gets by him for strike 3. So one out now, and up comes the first baseman, number 11, Jackson Fantuzzi. First pitch misses, low and away, ball 1. Fantuzzi, during the regular season, went 2 for 14 with 1 triple, 3 walks, 2 hit by pitches, a steal, 3 runs, and 4 RBI as he slices that one foul for strike 1. So not the most prolific season numbers-wise, but anyone who watches him knows he's got the pop in his bat necessary to be really dangerous if he gets a good pitch. That one just misses outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count, 1 out, runner at second here in the bottom of the second. Brookline with a 1-run lead. They're hoping to extend it. DiPaolo takes off for third as Fantuzzi hits one through the right gap into right field. DiPaolo on the hit and run, comes in to score. It's an RBI single for Jackson Fantuzzi. That is exactly what you want to happen on a hit and run play. When you send a runner, that is the most ideal outcome you can get, is that the batter hits the ball and gets a base hit. And it looks like they're sending in a... Are they sending in a pinch runner for Fantuzzi? They are going to send in a pinch runner for Fantuzzi. It's going to be number 16, Noah Klein. Now, Fantuzzi's not a pitcher or a catcher, so this isn't a courtesy runner. You know, maybe they can sub back the other way, because I think you're allowed to do that once a game. But they might just be switching to Klein at first base for the rest of the game. We'll see. First pitch there was a high strike one to the left fielder, number 21, Ellis Martino. Klein taking off for second. It's a high ball, and Adams juggles the ball in the exchange, and Klein takes second. One and one, the count to Martino. Fouls that one off, strike two. Martino's bat, like Fantuzzi's, a little cold during the regular season, but we just saw Fantuzzi come through with a big RBI hit. Could Martino perhaps do the same? Takes a high ball, 2-2 now the count. Two nothing, Brookline leads. They've got a runner at second with one down here in the bottom of the second inning. Martino hits a hard grounder over to short, fielded cleanly, thrown to first, and that'll be out number two. Martino does advance Klein down to third. And that steal by Klein turns out to be a much bigger deal, as that could have potentially been an inning-ending double play ball if he was going from first to second instead of second to third. First pitch is fouled off by the Brookline right fielder, number 42, Max Kaufman. Kaufman's had his downs and his ups through the regular season, finished with a slash line of .222, .391, .333, with 3 steals, 5 runs, and 6 RBI. As he takes strike two there. Got hot in the second to last week of the season. And obviously in the last week of the season, Brookline only got to play one game, and it was the loss to Billerica, as they got 2 forfeit wins in that last week. That one inside, ball one. Klein stands at third, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Kaufman hoping to extend the inning and get a run on the board. As he fouls that one off, stays alive at 1-2. And that one briefly gets away, but Klein decides to hold. It'll simply be ball 2. There are certain angles where a wild pitch can be a prime opportunity for a steal if you got a fast runner at third. Klein, not necessarily the fastest runner for Brookline, though he's no slouch himself, and that one kind of just rolled away slowly as Kaufman fouls another one, and that one off his foot as he hops that one off a bit. He's giving Watnick a battle here, staying alive at 2-2. And that one inside, ball 3. Kaufman putting up one heck of a fight here. Full count now. Chases the high fastball, strike 3. Brookline again gets a run on the board, but again, only one run as they leave another runner stranded in scoring position. Our score at the end of 2, Brookline 2, Newton 0. Once again, I remind you, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, providing ABA services for neurodiverse children, math tutoring for students K through 12, as well as tennis and volleyball clinics for ages 16 and up. Visit tutorwithmrl.com to find out more. Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, where a passion for teaching meets the science of behavior. And again, that link in the description down below and the logo in the bottom left corner of your screen just above the scoreboard. One last note in the live chat I wasn't able to mention before from Greg Hoffman saying, "Let's go Brookline, love LTA playoff baseball, best part of the summer." Could not agree more, Greg. We always get some thrilling contests in the playoffs in this league, regardless of how difficult or chaotic the regular season might be. Logistics-wise, the playoffs are always where everything comes together. Leading off for Newton here in the top of the third is the left fielder Murphy. First pitch hits it foul at the third base line for strike one. Murphy wearing number 26. And this time hits a chopper fair. Fielded by the third baseman DePaulo. Throw to first was a little high, but snagged by Noah Klein, who is now playing first for Brookline after pinch running for Fantuzzi. And so already 3-5-3 groundouts across the first 2 1/3 for Newton. We cycle back to the top of the order with the pitcher number 7, Watnick. And my point in emphasizing that is that the third baseman DePaulo's been very busy, not just getting those 3 groundouts, but also catching the fielder's choice. That one off Cody's glove. It's going to die on the grass. Sawada charges in, throw, gets away from Klein. I think that one is probably going to be marked as an infield hit for Watnick. Once it bounced off the glove of Cody, it was going to take a Herculean effort. Not impossible for a fielder of Sawada's pedigree, but would have been very, very difficult to pull off. I don't think you can give Watnick a reach on error for that. I think it was just a hard hit ball right up the middle, and I think you got to give him a single on that one. Obviously, that's one I'm going to double check later for stat keeping purposes, but for now, I'm going to say he gets an infield single. Attempted pickoff throw. Now batting, the shortstop, number 1, Arion. Curveball misses just high, ball 1. Arion grounded out to third his last time up. That one hits the outside corner for strike 1. Slices that breaking ball into foul territory. Klein is under it and has it for out number 2. Two down now. Coming to the plate, the right fielder, number 3, Inada. Inada reached on an E3 his last time up. First pitch misses high and away, ball 1. Pickoff throw, Watnick gets back easily. Newton not looking aggressive on the base paths so far today. I don't think we've seen one steal attempt yet. That's a very high fastball. That's, I think, the most out-of-control pitch that Cody has thrown so far today, and that's going to be ball 2. Breaking ball is lifted out to left and caught by Martino for out number 3. Through his first 3 innings on the mound, Cody's still pitching a shutout. We move to the bottom of the third with Brookline still leading in what has been a much stronger defensive outing than we've historically seen from these two teams. And I say historically, what I mean is this year. Much tighter contest than we've seen in previous matchups, as Brookline, over the last 2 games against Newton, scored 15 runs in the first inning alone across the last 2 times they played Newton. This game, just 1 run in each of the first 2 innings. So contrary to the previous matchups, Brookline has not jumped out to an immediate massive lead. And the Newton defense doing a good job staying in this contest, although their offense has not been able to find the plate as of yet. Top of the Brookline order coming up here in the bottom of the third, Sawada, Chin, and Brendel. Through the past 2 games against Brookline, no Newton pitcher has pitched more than 3 innings. Thomas, the starter in the July matchup, pitched 3 innings, giving up 9 runs, 5 of them earned, and ending up with a loss. Watnick pitched 2 innings of relief in that same game, giving up 1 earned run. He's given up 2 runs so far today. And depending on how they score, what I thought was an infield single by Sawada his last time up, it's either 1 or 0 earned runs for Watnick so far today, as Sawada takes strike 1 there. Like I said, Keenan Sawada, the Brookline second baseman, last time up reached on what I would score as an infield single, but I'm going to double check. And he later came in to score on a double play ball, as that one is inside for ball 1. Slices that one foul, strike 2. Hits that one past the third baseman into left. It's another single to the opposite field for Keenan Sawada. Sawada and Chin, both lefties, but both like to go opposite field because of their speed on the base paths. They know if they hit a grounder to the left side that they've got a chance to reach, as they both reached on infield hits in the first inning. Pickoff throw to check on Sawada. Chin, his last time up, got a bunt single, but was left stranded at third. That one gets away, and Sawada is going to take second on the wild pitch. That'll be ball 1 to Chin. Sawada in scoring position, didn't even need to steal there. Chin whiffs on the bunt as the pitch came in high, strike 1. Chin hits a grounder through the right gap this time. He pulls it. Sawada holds up at third, but Chin is going to advance to second on the throw. More aggressive base running from the top 2 Brookline hitters, as for the second time in a row, Sawada and Chin are presenting the heart of the Brookline order with a prime opportunity here. Runners at second and third with nobody out. First pitch, and Brendel rockets one out to deep center over the center fielder's head. Extra bases. Sawada trots in easily. Chin wheels around third to score. Elias Brendel wheeling around down to third with a 2-run triple. Last time, all Brendel was able to get was a walk, but this time he rockets that one. You can see running with no hesitation as he races around the bags for his second triple of the year. This one driving in two. And not only is it his second triple of the year, it's his second triple in 2 games, as his first triple came in that Bill Ricca game last Thursday. So Brendel, 2 triples in back-to-back games. As he drives in 2 more, adds to his team-leading RBI mark. Brookline now up 4-0, and now up with nobody out and a runner at third, the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Hoffman lifts one out to right. Caught by the right fielder. Brendel tries to tag, but it was too shallow. Retreats back to third. Dives back. Safe. Boy, if that one had dropped just a little sooner, might have potentially gotten a bloop single to bring in Brendel, but instead it will be a flyout. Now batting the extra hitter, number 88, Michael Doherty. One out, Brendel at third, Brookline up 4, trying to make it 5. First pitch hits the zone, strike 1. Doherty, his last time up, popped out to the third baseman to end the first inning. Tips that one, strike 2. Oh, into the count. That one misses outside, ball 1. Infield pulled in with a runner at third. As Doherty fouls off the high heat there, stays alive at 1-2. Not really committing to the infielder in strategy. The shortstop, the only one on the grass. As that one comes in high for ball 2. Which tells me they're a little worried about Doherty possibly getting the ball by them if they pull everyone extremely in. Doherty golfs that one. Is it playable? It is not. Out of play, and Doherty stays alive at 2-2. And that one curves low. Doherty checks his swing, ball 3. A full count now. Swing and a miss. Ball was dropped. Doherty can take off to first. Catcher juggles it, and Doherty's going to reach on the dropped third strike. Unbelievable for the second straight game. Brookline benefits from a dropped third strike. They got one in the first inning of the last game. And now they get one here in the third inning of this one. So instead of 2 down runner at third, we've got 1 out runners at the corners, and now up is the third baseman, number 22, Jimmy DiPaolo. Doherty takes off for second. DiPaolo lines one over the shortstop into left center field. Brendel in easily to score. DiPaolo racing down to second for a double. Doherty racing around third on the hit and run, and it'll be 2 runs in off the double to left center by Jimmy DiPaolo. And once again, a defensive miscue proves costly for Newton, as Doherty, who without a defensive mistake would not be on the base paths at all, comes in to score. Wild pitch now as DiPaolo races down to third. Doktorov was able to pull back the bunt and get ball 1 and still advance the runner. Runner at third again, 1 out, as that one comes in high for ball 2. Doktorov, his last time up, went down on strikes. Ooh, that one grazed him, and he's going to get a free pass down to first. And now it's going to be a visit to the mound for Newton, as Watnick has had a tough time this inning. 4 runs allowed here in the bottom of the third as Brookline has opened things up to a 6-0 lead, courtesy of 2 separate 2-run extra base hits, a 2-run triple by Elias Brendel, and a 2-run double by Jimmy DiPaolo. We got some more notes in the live chat. Hello from Randy Zavatiri. Hello, everyone. I'm watching this from Metuchen, New Jersey. My cousin, Jimmy DiPaolo, is playing third base for Brookline. So proud of him. You guys are great announcers. Thank you so much, Randy. And then, of course, later saying, nice, great shot. Let's go, Brookline. Metuchen, New Jersey is rooting for you guys. Indeed, your cousin got a heck of a shot for that 2-run double. And then we got Warren Mitchell in the live chat saying, way to go, Keenan, as Keenan Sawada earlier in the inning got his second hit of the day and scored for the second time. First pitch there hits the zone for strike 1. Doktorov takes second on the steal unopposed. At the plate now for Brookline is the first baseman, number 16, Noah Klein, as he took over for Fantuzzi at first. Takes a high ball 1 there. You can see his stats at the bottom of your screen again as he slices that one foul for strike 2. Tied for the team lead in walks with 9. Finished with a slash line of 316, 536, 316 with 2 steals, 4 runs scored, and 3 RBI. As takes a high ball 2 there. Was tied with Brendel for the team lead in walks. Slices that one up in the air. That might be playable. And the shortstop, Arion, charges way in to make that catch for out number 2. Runners still at second and third. And trying to keep the rally going will be the left fielder, number 21, Ellis Martino. Takes strike 1 there. Martino, his last time up, grounded out to short. No luxury to ground out here with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 down. That one just high, ball 1. Martino had just 2 RBI in the regular season. He could double that total with a base hit here. Not on that pitch, strike 2. That went off his helmet. Ellis Martino draws the free pass there with a hit by pitch. The second of this inning, the second in the last 3 batters, in fact. And now the base is loaded with 2 down, and Watnick's got to be careful about those free passes. Another free pass would bring in a run here, as the first pitch to Max Kaufman, the Brookline right fielder, is fouled to the backstop for strike 1. Kaufman, his last time up, struck out after a hard-fought at-bat against Watnick. But he lifts this one out to left center. That's going to drop in. More runs coming in for Brookline. Another multi-run extra base hit as Max Kaufman delivers with a 2-run double. Three separate 2-run hits for Brookline this inning. DePaulo and Doctoroff both in to score. Martino down to third as Kaufman hit that same left center field gap that DePaulo hit earlier in the inning on his double. Brookline now off and running with an 8-run advantage, and that's going to be the end of the day for Watnick. He is going to be replaced by number 27, Slocum. As Brookline will cycle around to the top of the order as they have batted around this inning. Sawada led off the inning with a single to left. Later came in to score, and now he's coming to the plate with 2 down and 2 in scoring position. We got some more Brookline fans in the live chat here. Mark Davino, late to the chat, but great job, Keenan, watching from Cape Cod. Keenan's parents are great friends. And then we've got, of course, Uncle Peter QB in the live chat as well, saying, hi, Jesse, go Brookline, go K-Man. Happy to see the Brookline fans out in force from around the country here. We got some folks tuning in from New York, some folks from Wisconsin, some folks from New Jersey, some folks from the Cape. And Brookline putting on a show for their fans here in the bottom of the third. Here's how it's gone. Single to left by Sawada. Single through the right gap by Chin. A 2-run triple to I think straightaway center by Brendel. Brought in 2 runs. Fly out to right. Michael Doherty reached on a dropped third strike. DePaulo made him pay for that dropped third strike with a 2-run double to left center on a hit-and-run play. Doctoroff was hit by a pitch. Klein popped out to short for the second out. Martino was hit by a pitch to load the bases. And then Kaufman with a double to left center to drive in DePaulo and Doctoroff. So 3 separate 2-run extra base hits by Elias Brendel, Jimmy DePaulo, and Max Kaufman. And now Newton has switched pitchers here. And Warren Mitchell adding another state to our collection. Also, Florida is represented just after the hurricane. What is this? We've got multiple people tuning in from multiple states that were hit by natural disasters. Like, y'all, I hate to get political, but we got to do something about this climate change thing, 'cause this is concerning. We got one person tuning in after a tornado hits their town, and then we got another one being like, "Oh yeah, just after the hurricane," and I'm like, "What is happening?" Back to the ball game now, as coming to the plate for Brookline, the second baseman, number 5, Keenan Sawada. First pitch curves in for strike one. Brookline's got a whole new pitcher to get used to with Slocum on the mound, as that one drops in low for ball one. Slocum has not pitched against Brookline at all this season, as that one curves in for strike two. You can see he's got a similar style to Ben Cody, not a lot of speed, but likes to throw breaking balls a lot. 1-2, the count to Sawada. And he gets him chasing that one for strike three. That will end the inning. But Brookline hangs 6 on him in the bottom of the third. And at the end of 3, our score, Brookline 8, Newton 0. And as we change innings once again, I'd like to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, providing ABA services for neurodiverse children, math tutoring for students K through 12, as well as tennis and volleyball clinics for ages 16 and up. Visit tutorwithmrl.com to find out more. Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, where a passion for teaching meets the science of behavior. And you can check out their logo in the bottom left corner above the scoreboard, and you can find that link in the description section down below. Cody back on the mound for his 4th inning of work, now with a much bigger lead, cushioning his efforts on the hill. And as long as he finishes this 4th inning, he will be eligible for the pitching win. As he will be facing the 4, 5, 6 hitters for Newton here in the 4th, Thomas, Parker, and Kay Say. Leading off for Newton here on the top of the 4th, the first baseman, number 4, Thomas. First pitch from Cody curves low and away, ball 1. Thomas, his last time up, grounded out to third to end the 1st inning. Swings and misses at the breaking ball there, strike 1. That one breaks too low, ball 2. Couple of low breaking balls that Thomas has not chased. Hits that one right back to Cody and flips it to first for out number 1. One down. Now coming up, the third baseman, number 13, number 13, Parker. First pitch is high for ball 1. Parker, last time up, struck out to lead off the 2nd, as that one hits the zone for strike 1. And hits that one low. That one foul for strike 2. That one going to miss to the outside for ball 2. That one hangs just a little too high, ball 3. Thought he could fool Parker into thinking that one was going to drop into the zone. He fooled me, but I'm not the one at the plate. Full count now. And that one dips low, and Parker draws a rare free pass from Cody. Like I said, just 3 walks in 4 regular season pitching appearances for Cody, spanning 20 1/3 innings. But now he's issued his first free pass of the playoffs. Casey hits one over the outstretched glove of Sawada, fielded by Hoffman. Thought about the throw to second, but Parker able to get there as Casey gets the bloop single to center. So 2 runners on with 1 out. Now batting the extra, hitter number 12, Say. Oops. That one hits the zone, strike 1. Say, his last time up, reached on an E3 back in the 2nd inning. So that's a high ball. Doctoroff thought about the pickoff, but did not throw it ultimately. So it'll just be ball 1. The even-numbered innings seem to have been the lucky charms for Newton, as that one hits him. Say gets a hit by pitch and loads the bases. First hit by pitch all summer by Cody. And now he's in a bit of a situation here with the bases loaded and 1 out, as up comes the designated hitter number 42, Chung. Hard hit liner fielded at short, flipped to second for 1, on to first. They turn 2 and escape the jam. Great play by Elias Brendel at short to start that one off. Look at this hard hit ball. Brendel drops to his knees to get that one, but quickly recovers from it to flip to Sawada and then turn the double play. Huge defensive play by the Brookline fielders to back up their pitcher, as he will finish the requisite 4 innings to qualify for the pitching win. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up in the bottom of the 4th here against Slocum. Chin, Brendel, and Hoffman. Oh my gosh, we got more weather stuff in our live chats from Peter QB saying, and Colorado has wildfires in our severe drought conditions. Every year gets worse. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the fourth, the designated hitter number 3, Devin Chin. First pitch, fouls it off, strike one. Chin 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles, a stolen base, and a run scored. That curves in for strike two. Like we saw just briefly last inning, Slocum, a pitching style more akin to Cody. Less speed, more movement. That one hangs high, though, for ball one. Chin lifts that one foul and out of play. Count remains 1-2. Chin reaches out, but sends a comebacker right back to Slocum, and he snags it for out number one. It was pretty good contact for a reach swing, to be honest, but right at the pitcher, and Slocum reacts well for out number one. Now batting the shortstop, number 27, Elias Brendel. And Brendel been one of the real stars of the show today, coming through not just with that two-run triple to spark the rally last inning, but also that sliding grab at short for that inning-ending double play in the top half of this inning. Fouls that one off, strike one. 2-1. Brendel 1 for 1 with that triple as well as a walk. A run scored and 2 RBI. Golfs this one high out to right. Center fielder going back in right center, and he's got it for out number 2. Good distance on the hit by Brendel, but this time just got under it too much, kind of golfed it, as opposed to the more line drive shot that he launched to straightaway center last inning. Now with 2 down and the base is empty, up comes the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman, as he fouls this one off for strike one. Hoffman fouls that one off third base side, strike two. Hoffman 0 for 2 so far today. He's grounded into a double play and flown out to right. And he lines one out to right center, going to drop in for a base hit, bounces past the center fielder, and Hoffman is going to get to go for extra bases, and he's going to race around second and head down to third with a 2-out triple. Well hit by Owen Hoffman. As he gets, I believe, his first triple. Yeah, his first triple, just his second extra base hit of the summer. Now stands at third with 2 down. As up to the plate comes the extra hitter, number 88, Michael Doherty. Doherty 0 for 2 today, but has a run scored as he got to reach on a dropped third strike his last time up, and later came in to score on a hit-and-run play on Jimmy DePaulo's 2-run double. Chases the breaking ball there, strike two. 1-2, the count to Doherty. 2 outs, runner at third. And he chased it again. It's dropped again. But this time picked up by the catcher, thrown to first. And this time the strikeout counts. And that will end the inning. We are through 4 here at Warren Field in the first round of the Tournament of Champions. Our score after 4, Brookline 8, Newton 0. And during this break between innings, I'd like to remind you that this broadcast is brought to you in part by Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, providing ABA services for neurodiverse children, math tutoring for students K through 12, as well as tennis and volleyball clinics for ages 16 and up. Visit tutorwithmrl.com to find out more. Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, where a passion for teaching meets the science of behavior. As Ben Cody comes out to the mound for his 5th inning of work. Happy to see all the good vibes from the fans in the live chat today. Mark Davino saying, I've seen that 6-4-3 play lots of times in softball with Ken at 4 and Warren at 3. Well done, like father, like son, Keenan. Mary Walker saying, way to go, oh, after his triple. And Barbara Jo Metzger saying, and Keenan, you're amazing to your grandma, and so is the whole Brookline team. Love you all. And brother Peter QB, stay safe in those fires. We got a 1-1 count to start here in the top of the 5th. Leading off for Newton is the catcher, number 5, Adams. Doesn't chase the breaking ball there, ball 2. Adams, his last time up, struck out to end the 2nd inning, now leading off here in the top of the 5th. That's a low fastball for ball 3. Cody's starting to have a little bit of trouble finding the zone. Issued 2 free passes last inning. But this one is going to be a blooper out to right. Well placed by Adams for a leadoff single. This might be the end of the day for Cody. It looks like the Newton hitters are starting to figure out the pattern of his pitches. And I think this is a pretty decent time to make a move to the bullpen. You know, you can tell the Newton pitchers, they're not chasing the breaking balls that go out of the zone. They're getting the bat squarely on the ball on the breaking balls that come in the zone. You know, they're starting to get a read on him, and it is going to be the end of the day for him. Good time, I think, to show the Newton batters a different kind of arm. And a good effort all around from Cody. 4 shutout innings in his first playoff start. We'll see who they bring out onto the mound. It looks like it's going to be Noah Klein. And I think they're going to put Adam Rosenblatt at first base. So as Brookline starts warming up a new pitcher, let's take a look at his stats for the season. Noah Klein, during the regular season, made 3 pitching appearances, 2 of them starts. No wins or losses, as he never pitched long enough to qualify for a win. He pitched 8.1 innings total over those 3 appearances, posted an ERA of 2.52, a whip of 1.44, and 8 strikeouts. So Klein on the mound for Cody. Adam Rosenblatt takes Klein's spot at first base, and there's actually a substitution in the outfield as Devin Chin will replace Owen Hoffman out in center. So runner at first, nobody out. First pitch, catches the low corner for strike 1 against the left fielder, number 26, Murphy. Swing and a miss there, strike 2. See, that's the thing is there are very few pitchers who throw like Cody and Slocum throw. So when you swap pitchers involving a pitcher like that, it can be very difficult for the hitters to get used to such a drastically new style of delivery. Not to mention Klein, a lefty thrower, so everything's coming in from the opposite direction. That one low gets away from Doctoroff, and Adams down to second on the wild pitch. One and two, the count to Murphy. Doesn't bite on the breaking ball there as it drops low and in for ball 2. Hits this one out to center. That drops in. And it'll be a single for, oh, not Murphy, it's Slocum. So they must have subbed Watnick out to left field for Murphy or something, as Slocum now batting in place of Murphy. Runners at first and third, nobody out. First pitch to who I believe is Watnick is in there, strike 1. Breaking ball there hits the zones, strike 2. This one's a chopper past Apollo into left. It'll be an RBI single for Watnick to get Newton on the board. Three straight singles for the Newton hitters as the offense is starting to come alive for the visitors here. Runners at first and second, still nobody out. That low pitch briefly gets away, but the runners hold ball 1. At the plate now is the shortstop, number 1, Arion. Lifts that one foul, and that'll be strike 1. Arion popped out to first his last time up. Before that, grounded out to third. 0 for 2 so far. Hits a grounder again up the third base side. Foul again, strike 2. Slices that one foul. Stays alive at 1 and 2. Runners at first and second. Nobody out here on the top of the 5th. Newton trying to keep their rally going. They've got 1 run on the board this inning. That one drops in fair territory, picked up by Doctoroff and thrown to third, and we've got the rare 2-5 fielder's choice. Again, smart decision-making fundamentals on the fielder's choice by Brookline, opting to get the lead runner. Now batting the right fielder, number 3, Inada. That curves in strike one. Inada so far today 0 for 2. He's reached on an error and flown out to left. Doctoroff coming out briefly to talk to Klein. He hits a slow bouncer over to first. Rosenblatt's going to take it himself for out number 2. That does move the runners to second and third, but 2 down now in the inning. And again, smart decision there just to get the out and not try and do anything too fancy. Now batting the first baseman, number 4, Thomas. Klein briefly turns around. No one was covering second, so no one to throw to. That one skips in the dirt, but bounces off the protector plate of Doctoroff, simply ball 1. Doctoroff's got an especially important job with a runner at third here. It is a shorter distance between home plate and the backstop here at Warren, but the opportunity to score on a wild pitch is not out of the realm of possibility as they go for a pickoff at second. Throw is a little short, almost a little dangerous. If that had gotten away from Sawada, that could have brought in a run. Oh, for some reason I thought the pitch itself was a ball. The pitch itself was a strike. Hits a chopper over to third, fielded by DePaulo, thrown to first, and that'll be out number 3. Newton gets on the board in the top of the 5th, but Brookline still holding on to a cozy lead here. 8-1 as we move to the bottom of the 5th. Of note, the mercy rule in this league is 12 after 5. So if Brookline were able to rally for 5 runs in this inning, that would end the ball game. But I know we've had one 6-run rally, and Brookline has had some high-scoring contests against Newton earlier this season, but a 5-run inning is still low. Is still a low possibility, especially with how well Slocum has contained the Brookline hitters so far. I mean, he's pitched to the top 5 batters in the Brookline order, and he's given up just 1 hit. So he has been working very effectively as he gets ready to face the 6, 7, 8 hitters. DePaulo, Doctoroff, and Klein. Leading off now is the third baseman, number 22, Jimmy DePaulo. First pitch, hits it off the bump, fielded at second. Throw is a little high, but gets it there in time for out number 1. Solid contact from DePaulo, but didn't put it through any of the gaps. The bounce off the mound might have helped the defense actually there. 1 down. First pitch to Ben Doctoroff is low for ball 1. That one hangs high for ball 2. Doctoroff so far today 0 for 1 with a strikeout, a hit by pitch, a steal, and a run scored as that one hits the zone for strike 1. That one comes in high for ball 3. 3-1 now the count to Doctoroff. Chase that one low, hits a grounder, snagged by the, or no, it got past the third baseman. For some reason I thought he had it, but he got it past Parker for a 1-out single. Looks like Parker readjusting himself after that play. Now batting the first baseman, now the pitcher, number 16, Noah Klein, as he takes that one high for ball 1. Klein, his last time up, popped out to the shortstop as they keep Doctoroff in check at first base there. And slices one, staying in the infield. Shortstop gets it again. That'll be out number 2. So 2 down. And now up should be Ellis Martino, but that looks like a different hitter as it's hit up the middle through the gap on a hit and run. Doctoroff racing down to third, and the throw gets away. Doctoroff holds, but the batter, Hugh Bollinger, who was batting in place of Ellis Martino, gets a 2-out single, advances to second on an E8. And I think we've got another pinch hitter, and we do. So I wasn't able to put up the stats in time for Bollinger, but I will be able to do it for the new batter, number 18, Ben Rosenblatt, who is batting in place of Max Kaufman. Swings and misses at the breaking ball there, strike 1. Rosenblatt during the regular season 3 for 16 with a double, a walk, a hit by pitch, a steal, 3 runs, and 1 RBI. Slices this one foul. That'll be strike 2. That one comes in high for ball 2. Second and third, 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. As that one skips in the dirt, skips away. Doctoroff going to race for the plate, slides in safe. And Bollinger is going to race around third. Charging in, he slides in safe. It's a 2-for-1 special, 2 runs on 1 wild pitch. Look at this. You see Doctoroff gets a good jump, slides in, throw gets away from the pitcher. There is nobody there to take it, and so Bollinger, no hesitation, charges for the plate himself and slides in as the throw came in a little high. So 2 runs in. Brookline now up 10-1, and a full count to Rosenblatt. And Rosenblatt launches one deep out to center, and it's caught by the center fielder for out number 3. That is the end of the 5th inning. Brookline puts 2 more on the board. And we move to the 6th inning now. The score, Brookline 10, Newton 1. And during this time between innings, I'd like to once again remind you this broadcast brought to you in part by Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, providing ABA services for neurodiverse children, math tutoring for students K through 12, as well as tennis and volleyball clinics for ages 16 and up. Visit tutorwithmrl.com to find out more. Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, where a passion for teaching meets the science of behavior. Noah Klein back on the mound for his 2nd inning of relief work after taking over for Ben Cody last inning. He'll be facing Parker and the 2 Say brothers, K-Say and A-Say, here in the top of the 6th. Leading off, the 3rd baseman, number 13, Parker. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. That one skips in the dirt. Ball 1. Parker today 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk, as he hits a dribbler over to first, fielded by Rosenblatt, and he'll take it himself for out number 1. Now batting, the center fielder, number 9, K-Say. First pitch comes in way high, ball 1. K-Say got a single his last time up. He's actually gotten a single every time he's been up, and he's lifting one out to right, but this time charging in to get it is Ben Rosenblatt, and that'll be out number 2. First pitch there hits the zone, strike 1. At the plate is the extra hitter, number 12, A-Say. That one hits him. It'll be a hit by pitch for A-Say, and that's his 2nd straight hit by pitch today. As he trots down to first. Now up is the designated hitter, number 42, Chung, except it's not Chung. It is number 52, the second baseman, Hatley. That one low for ball one. Doesn't get too far away from Dr. Off, so the runner holds. One and one, the count to Hatley. Chases that one high, strike two. 1-2 the count. Two down, runner at first here in the top of the sixth. Lifts this one out to right. That's going to drop in for a base hit. And Hatley keeps the inning going for Newton. Now batting, the catcher, number 5, Adams. First pitch, high ball 1. Adams 1 for 2 so far today. He's got a single and a run scored. As he has scored, unless he had a courtesy runner that I missed, he has the only run that Newton has scored so far today. That one going to miss to the outside for ball 2. Hits a bouncer over to short, fielded cleanly, flipped to second, and it'll be out number 3 on the fielder's choice. Newton gets a couple runners aboard, but unable to score. We move to the bottom of the 6th now. Brookline leading 10-1. All right, it'll be the top of the order and the second time through the order for the Brookline Bats against Slocum. As Sawada takes a big swing and a miss there for strike 1. Sawada went down on strikes his last time against Slocum. Golfs this one, staying in the infield. Ariane's got it for out number 1. Now batting, the center fielder, number 3, Devin Chin. Chin lined out on a comebacker back to Slocum his last time up. Slices that one foul for strike 1. That one misses for ball 1. And he hits a bouncer again, right back to Slocum. Oh, but the throw gets away, and Chin reaches. What did I say earlier today? Run out those ground balls. We saw that with Jimmy DePaulo earlier this same game, and we see it here with Chin. Run out those grounders. You never know when the opponent might mess up. Runner at first, 1 out. Now up is the shortstop, number 27, Elias Brendel. Slices it foul for strike 1. Brendel flew out to center his last time up against Slocum. That curveball drops in for strike 2. 1 and 2, now the count to Brendel. And Brendel just barely gets a piece of that one. Off-balance swing, but manages to protect himself from the strikeout on that one. Count still 1 and 2. And fouls another one off. 1 and 2 the count. And that one is low. Did that hit him or did it get away? It did not hit him. It just got away, and Chin held it first. I'm not sure if he was expecting a hit by pitch call or what. That's the kind of stuff he usually goes on. That one low. Oh, Chin was almost caught between the bags. It's been a very weird sequence over at first base, as it's now a full count to Brendel. Brendel hits a dribbler up the first base side, picked up by the first baseman, goes for the tag. I think he missed. He missed the tag, and Brendel with the matrix dodge to reach first. Let's take a look at this one. And yeah, just dodged out of it, stayed on the dirt, never even touched the grass outside of the base path. And I'm not sure if you call that a single or an E3. But Brookline taking all kinds of advantage of defensive miscues by Newton here. I was wondering if that might be kind of a grounder to no man's land, but then it looks like he might have the tag, but Brendel refused to just give it to him. And so now 2 runners on with 1 out, despite back-to-back infield grounders by Brookline. That looks like they were going to be outs. Now batting the center fielder, number 15, Owen Hoffman. Slices one foul for strike 1. Hoffman has had the strongest contact against Slocum so far. He got a triple his last time up. Now up with 1 out and 2 runners on as he takes that one high for ball 1. Now hits a bouncer, and it was foul. That one, it took me a second to tell. I was like, I think that's a foul ball, but Chin's also running it out as if it's a grounder, stepping away as if he's out on the fielder's choice. Wasn't entirely sure, but yes, it was foul. Slices one. Over my head and through the trees. Simple foul ball. Count remains 1 and 2. And he lifts one out to center field. I think it's going to hang long enough for a catch. It will. And the runners are all going to hold. So 2 down, and is this going to be the end of the day for Slocum? And it looks like they are going to bring in a new pitcher. This is number 25, Hussar, taking over for Slocum, as Michael Doherty will be coming to the plate. We got some cloud cover and a bit of a breeze out here, and I'm wondering if there's going to be rain tonight or anything like that. This game not really in any kind of danger at the moment, as, you know, we're almost done with the 6th. You know, Brookline's just 3 defensive outs away from starting this tournament off with a win. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Michael Doherty. And it looks like it's going to be Adam Rosenblatt. So I'll get his hitting stats on there. As you can see, Adam Rosenblatt still looking for his first hit of the summer. During the regular season, he went 0 for 10 with 2 walks, 1 steal, 2 runs scored, and 1 RBI. He'll be coming up with 2 down, Chin at second, and Brendel at first. And indeed, stepping to the plate will be the first baseman, number 17, Adam Rosenblatt. First pitch curves in, strike 1. That pitch misses outside, ball 1. So Hussar is the 3rd Newton pitcher for today. As that one drops low, gets away, and both runners taking off on the wild pitch. That'll put 2 in scoring position. And that one's low, protected by Adams that time, ball 3. 3-1, the count to Adam Rosenblatt. That one's going to curve in high for ball 4. That will load the bases for the 3rd baseman, number 22, Jimmy DiPaolo. First pitch catches the high corner, strike 1. DiPaolo has had 1 big 2 RBI hit, the 2-run double. Got back in the 3rd. That one curves in again, strike 2. 0-2 the count, 2 down, bases loaded here in the bottom of the 6th. Skies that one out to left. Can of corn for the left fielder, and that will be out number 3. So Brookline loads the bases, but cannot add to their lead. We are through 6 here, with our score Brookline 10, Newton 1. As we move to the 7th and final inning, a reminder, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, providing ABA services for neurodiverse children, math tutoring for students K through 12, as well as tennis and volleyball clinics for ages 16 and up. Visit tutorwithmrl.com to find out more. Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, where a passion for teaching meets the science of behavior. And you can check out that link down in the description down below. And also further below down in the description, you'll see links for our local charity spotlight, which I've neglected to mention up to this point, but we'll mention now. That is Brookline Cares. Brookline Cares is a volunteer organization run by Brookline High School students, which seeks to raise awareness and funds to help people experiencing homelessness. Brookline Cares works closely with an organization called the Empowerment Plan, which hires and trains those experiencing homelessness to manufacture their special type of coat known as the Empower Coat, which can double as a sleeping bag. The coats help to keep those struggling with homelessness warm during the colder months, while the jobs manufacturing those coats can help break the cycle of homelessness through gainful employment. Over the past 3 years, Brookline Cares has purchased and distributed over 200 Empower Coats and 1,000 pairs of Bombas socks to local community organizations and emergency departments that care for the homeless. Check out the links down in the description section down below. There's one to this website, classy.org, where you can donate money to them to support their efforts to purchase more coats. And also one to the organization's own website on wixsite.com, where you can find out more about them, the good work that they do, and how you can contact them to find out more. Once again, check out those links down in the description section down below. So first 2 pitches from Klein miss for balls 1 and 2. As that one skips for ball 3, Murphy at the plate. And he gets a 4-pitch walk to lead off. So Murphy back in the order in place of Slocum, who has been pulled out of the game, and replaced on the mound with Hussar. And Murphy gets the leadoff 4-pitch walk as we now cycle around to the top of the order with number 7, Watnick. Watnick drove in the only run that Newton has got so far, as that one curves in for strike 1. As he did that shortly after Klein took over on the mound for Cody back in the 5th inning, as that one comes in high for ball 1. That one in there for strike 2. 1 and 2 now the count. That one's going to miss low and in for ball 2. That one's sliced foul, and Watnick stays alive at 2 and 2. That one misses high and away, ball 3. Full count now to Watnick. Hits a grounder here in fair territory, picked up by DePaulo, long throw to first, and just barely in time. I think Watnick slowed down a step because the high throw was forcing Rosenblatt a little bit back on the bag. And just that little bit of self-preservation instinct ends up costing them an out. First pitch there, strike one. As now batting is the shortstop, number 1, Arian. That one comes in way high for ball 1. Murphy stands at second, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. That one misses to the outside, ball 2. That one's low for ball 3. Klein's struggling a little bit with his control in this final inning. But gets the strike there as Arian tips it for strike 2. Second straight full count. That pitch comes in low, and that will be the second walk of the inning for Newton. Klein had not given up a walk through the past 2 innings he pitched, but now he walks 2 of the first 3 batters he faces here in the 7th. And a pickoff attempt! Oh, but the throw came in just a bit high, and Rosenblatt couldn't get the glove down in time. Pitch itself was high for ball 1 to the right fielder, number 3, Inada. Chases that breaking ball, strike 1. Hits a grounder to the gap, and that gets through the gap into right, and it gets past Rosenblatt in right field, and all the runners are going to advance on the error, and that's going to bring in at least 1, and no one was there to cut off the throw home, so that will bring in 2. Inada up to second as 2 runs score for Newton. So a single that would have loaded the bases, but then an E9 allows 2 to score, as that pitch is going to be low for ball 1. I'm not sure if this is number 4, Thomas. Looks a little different, and they did sub someone at first base, as that pitch in there for strike 1. Ooh, and that hits him. And it is number 21, Buffum, batting in place of Thomas, who draws the hit by pitch. And this has been a rough inning for Klein, and this might be the end of the day for him as Coach Busey comes out to talk to him. They are going to stick with Klein, as he is going to be facing the Newton pitcher, number 25, Hussar, who is batting in place of Parker. 1 out, runners at first and second, and I think that one missed for ball 1. That one's low for ball 2. There's a strike, another pickoff attempt, and again the runner gets back. Two and one, the count. That one's low for ball 3. 3 of the 5 hitters that Klein has faced this inning have had a 3-ball count, as that one's fouled off, and now that's another batter with a full count. And I should have said 3 of the 6. Or 4 of the 6, I think. Hits a bouncer, taken by DiPaolo, tags first for the second out. Doesn't try to end the game there, just takes the fielder's choice. So 2 down, 2 on. Brookline 1 out away from making it halfway to the semifinals. That pitch in there for strike 1 at the plate, I believe, is number 9, Kay Say. Liner shot caught by DiPaolo, and that is your ball game. Brookline wins by an identical score to their July game against Newton, 10-3. And with this win, Brookline is halfway to qualifying for this year's Final Four. They will be playing tomorrow, opponent to be determined, but that game will be back here at Warren Field at 5:30 p.m. once again. Newton, meanwhile, they will play tomorrow as well. If they lose tomorrow, their season will end. They will be eliminated. If they win, they will get another chance to try and qualify for the semis. Brookline, if they win tomorrow, they will qualify for the semifinals. If they lose tomorrow, they will get one more chance on Wednesday to keep their season going. But Brookline takes care of business here. Final score, Brookline 10, Newton 3. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. For the last time, I want to thank Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment for sponsoring this broadcast. Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, providing ABA services for neurodiverse children, math tutoring for students K through 12, as well as tennis and volleyball clinics for ages 16 and up. Visit tutorwithmrl.com to find out more. Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment, where a passion for teaching meets the science of behavior. And you can see that logo of theirs in the bottom left corner of your screen above the scoreboard. You can see their link down in the description section down below. Remember, if you ended up enjoying this live stream, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back in action tomorrow with Brookline's second playoff game. We got one more note in the live chat from Randy Zavatiri. Great win, guys. Bid 1, Final Four, nice. I will definitely tune in from New Jersey. I want to thank you, announcers. Good job. Thank you so much, Randy. I appreciate that. And folks, if there's anything else you would like to say after the live stream is over, you can say it in the comment section down below. You can also go down below to the description section of the video where we've got a lot of helpful links. We've got a link to our local sponsor, Mr. L's Tutoring and Enrichment. We've got links for our local charity spotlight, Brookline Cares. We've got some links related to me, which you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen. My personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can also find my email there and just email me directly with any questions or requests you may have. And you can also follow me on social media on both Instagram and Facebook, where I post highlights from previous live streams as well as the links to upcoming live streams. But for this live stream, that's going to do it. One last note in the live chat from Barbara Jo Metzger. Great win, Brookline. Yes, thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Barbara, and everyone else who tuned in. I'm glad all the inclement weather missed everybody and there wasn't any dangers. All in all, a good day, I would say. Final score here at Warren Field, Brookline 10, Newton 3. From Warren Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and have a good night.